Hi guys. Manchester City coach Pep Guardiola heaps praise on Hansi Flick's Barcelona. PSG holds shock Vinicius Junior transfer talks after seeing Real Madrid winger reject contract extension offer. Newcastle United forward Alexander Isak has been linked with a move to both Liverpool and Arsenal Champions League knockout playoffs. What does it mean? What can Celtic, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid and more expect from the Champions League playoffs? And what does it mean for already qualified Liverpool, Barcelona, Aston Villa, and Arsenal in the last 16? Man City and Real Madrid meet in Champions League with one of Europe's giants facing elimination. Who will it be? Bayern Munich is about to raid Crystal Palace of another young player after Michael Olise. Now let's dive into all the latest football news around the world. Tuesday night saw a lot of Champions League action across Europe. Real Madrid came back from behind to beat Manchester City 3-2 in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League knockout stage playoff tie. Jude Bellingham clinched a stoppage time winner for the Los Blancos. Erling Haaland scored double, his first goals in 5 appearances against Madrid, and looked to have secured Pep Guardiola's side a slender advantage. But instead, the reigning European champions now go into next week's return leg in Spain as strong favorites to reach the last 16. Paris Saint-Germain forward Ousmane Dembélé has scored twice as in a 3-0 win away at Brest. And he's making scoring look so easy when for so long it proved elusive. Dembélé is piling up the goals in a career-best season that has seen him silence critics who pointed to his wasteful finishing over the years. He made it 23 so far this campaign with 2 goals in PSG's 3-0 victory at Brest in the first leg of their Champions League playoff on Tuesday. That's already 9 more goals than his previous best tally of 14 with Barcelona in 2018-19. Elsewhere, Juventus substitute Samuel Mbangala snatched a late winner as the Italian Giants beat PSV Eindhoven 2-1 on home soil. Borussia Dortmund forward Sergio Guirassy scored 1 and set up another in a 3-0 victory at Sporting in their Champions League playoff first leg on Tuesday, to put last year's finalists in the driving seat for a spot in the last 16. Champions League top scorer Guirassy headed in his 10th goal of the competition on the hour mark, before providing Pascal Gross with a perfect assist to double the lead in the 68th. Arsenal forward Kai Havertz suffers injury scare in training. Arsenal are assessing Kai Havertz after the forward suffered an injury scare during their winter training break in Dubai, sources have told ESPN. The exact nature of the problem is unclear, but he is thought to have suffered a muscular injury and will now undergo further tests. Arsenal returned from their break on Tuesday, having flown out last Thursday to utilize a rare weekend without a game after they were knocked out of the FA Cup third round on penalties by Manchester United. Any injury to Havertz would be a major blow to Arsenal, who would be left without a recognized striker with Gabriel Jesus joining Bukayo Saka on the sidelines through injury. It will come as a relief that Saka has returned to light training at the Dubai camp following his hamstring injury. AC Milan set Saelemaekers price tag for AS Roma. Milan are reportedly willing to discuss Alexis Saelemaekers' permanent move to Roma, but won't sell the Belgian for less than 25-30 million euros. Saelemaekers joined Roma on loan from Milan last summer, seeing English striker Tammy Abraham move to San Siro with the same transfer formula. There was no option to buy in the deal for either Saelemaekers or Abraham, so the two clubs must sit down to negotiate a transfer fee if they want to keep the players beyond the summer. Milan seem in no rush to sign Abraham permanently, and it remains to be seen whether they'll try to retain the Englishman. Roma, on the other hand, are happy with Saelemaekers' performances and want to keep him at the Olimpico in 2025-26. Argentina international striker Valentin Carboni has been recalled by parent club Inter Milan from his loan to Ligue 1 side Olympique de Marseille. Both clubs have announced. FC Internazionale Milano announced that following discussions with Olympique de Marseille and the player, an agreement for the early loan termination of 2005-born Argentine striker Valentin Carboni was reached, Inter have announced. Marseille confirmed that Carboni's loan termination has been mutually agreed. Inter's decision to recall Carboni makes sense considering the 19-year-old is recovering from a season-ending ACL injury he sustained with the Argentina national team setup. Carboni only featured 4 times under the tutelage of Italian Marseille manager Roberto De Zerbi early in the 2024-2025 campaign. The Inter striker unfortunately tore his ACL in his left knee during the October international break. Former Barcelona head coach Pep Guardiola has this week moved to reveal his appreciation for the level being showcased by the Blaugrana's current squad. Barca, of course, are in the midst of a stellar stretch of form at present. Having put a concerning dip in form late last year firmly behind them, the Catalans have spent the early weeks of 2025 running riot, to the tune of 9 wins and 2 draws in 11 outings across all competitions. Hansi Flick's troops have looked a near unstoppable attacking force across this run, having racked up a remarkable 41 goals since the turn of the year. And one individual on whom such ongoing excellence has not been at all lost is Pep Guardiola. Speaking to the media ahead of guiding his Manchester City side into a Champions League showdown with Barcelona's arch-rivals, Real Madrid, Guardiola was drawn on the recent efforts of his former club, and the Spanish tactician went on to respond. This season, Barca is performing exceptionally well, and can be compared to the best versions of Barcelona in history. Paris Saint-Germain have reportedly held shock transfer talks with Vinicius Junior's entourage after he rejected Real Madrid's extension offer. Reports suggest that contract negotiations between Real Madrid and Vinicius took place 2 weeks ago, but no agreement was reached. The Brazilian forward turned down the proposal as he expected better financial terms, believing the club's offer does not reflect his value. Complicating matters further, Saudi Arabian officials have allegedly tabled a staggering €1 billion, £834 million, contract over 5 years, making Vinicius reconsider his long-term commitment to the Spanish giants. According to Sky Sports, amid the contract impasse, Paris Saint-Germain have held informal discussions with Vinicius's camp. The Ligue 1 champions are keeping a close eye on developments and could make a move if Real Madrid fail to meet the winger's expectations. Although Vinicius remains under contract at the Santiago Bernabeu until June 2027, his representatives have made it clear that staying is not a guarantee unless Madrid recognize his importance, especially as the season heads into its decisive phase. Meanwhile, the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Sports remains in contact with the player's entourage, reinforcing the idea that a move to the Middle East is a genuine possibility. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher believes Alexander Isak has already outgrown Arsenal, insisting the forward should aim bigger and better than the Gunners. Isak has established himself as one of the deadliest forwards in the world since signing for Newcastle from Real Sociedad in August 2022. Since then, Isak has scored 54 goals in 95 games for the Magpies, with 17 of those coming this season as Newcastle look to secure Champions League qualification. Such form, though, has resulted in the Sweden international being linked with a move away from St. James's Park, especially as talks over a contract renewal have stalled. Liverpool and Arsenal have been 2 of the teams most prominently linked with a move for Isak, though Carragher believes the 25-year-old has outgrown a move to the Emirates Stadium. Is Bayern Munich plotting its next raid of Crystal Palace? The acquisition of Michael Olise seems to be working out great, so maybe the Bavarians are headed back to the well, not the grill, again. Football Insider correspondent Peter O'Rourke says that Bayern Munich, Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, and Atletico Madrid all have interest in Jesse Derry, a 17-year-old who has played at every position across the front line. So far this season, Derry has 9 goals and 1 assist in 8 games in the Premier League Under-18 division and 1 assist in 5 games in Premier League 2. Crystal Palace offered this brief description of Derry on its website. Son of former Crystal Palace captain Sean Derry, Jesse Derry is a winger who is capable of playing on the left or right-hand side. Speculation seems to be spiking after Derry rejected a contract offer from Crystal Palace, which many have taken as a sign that the youngster wants to test his mettle elsewhere. While Bayern Munich is, undoubtedly, going to seek to refresh its wing position, Derry could be a bit too young and inexperienced to be considered for next season's mix. However, there is nothing to stop the Bavarians from acquiring Derry and stashing him away on loan for a season or 2. That's all for today's football updates. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a comment with your thoughts on the latest transfers and Champions League drama. And if you haven't already, subscribe for more football news and updates. Share this video with your fellow football fans so they don't miss out. See you in the next one.